Alright, I thought I'd get you guys a quick little vlog. It's been a while since I've went out, started up, and even driven my Cutlass. So we're gonna do that today. And for one, we're gonna see if this thing even has power. Like I said, it's been a while since I've even driven it. As you guys see, there is a bit of an oil issue here, which needs to be addressed. It's kind of looking like a shelf right now, which is very unfortunate. But I do like this car a lot, guys. Although, you know, like I said, it's been kind of sitting up in my garage for storage. It's pretty dirty. But let's see what it does here. So, I don't know the last time I drove it. Let's see if we have power. All right, so the battery seems to be doing okay. Let's go ahead on, give her a crank and see if we're able to do that. Rough. A little rough, but we did get her to start up. Put a fucking hole in my garage wall. My wife hasn't seen that quite yet. Yeah. Here we go, guys. It's pretty dirty. I mean, it's dusty. There's animal crackers for my daughter. So I'm not going anywhere far. I'm just going right on over to my local store. But like I said, I haven't driven it in a while, so I did at least want to start it up, get it running. For the people who are new, 1979 Cutlass Supreme. Pretty much stock for the most part. Give you a quick little interior. Interior is looking a little rough. I haven't cleaned it up or anything like that. I definitely got to do some little touch-up things with some paint. As of now, if I'm going to be keeping it black, there is this really nice suede headliner. I didn't install that. The last owner did. The back seat's pretty dirty as well. My little model car. Yeah, so I need to clean him out. I'm gonna let this thing warm up for a little bit, and we'll take a ride here shortly. Hasn't really been giving me too many issues outside of the initial startup, but you know. As you guys see, I'm missing some chrome. Little things, but hey, like I said, I'm gonna let this thing warm up for a few minutes, and then I'm gonna, like I said, just go on a quick little ride right around the corner, just at least get it started, get it moving, get it warmed up. That way it's just not sitting dormant. I'm not one to just keep my cars and just have them stored completely. Like, I wanted to protect it from the snow, which we didn't get much snow here in Minnesota. This is the 11th of March, and I mean, it's looking like a bright summer's day. I mean, in fact, there's been construction over at my property all winter. They never stopped. It never got that cold this year. So yeah, let this thing warm up. Then I'm gonna take it on a short ride, just right around the corner, bring it back. But yeah, just so you guys don't forget about it. car's been warming for maybe like 4 minutes. Any of the car professionals out there who knows, I'm assuming that's healthy. I haven't started this thing in a while. Let me at least pull it out. That way you guys can at least see what it looks like. And I'm also interested in checking out how bad this fucking oil leak is. So once again, excuse the interior. I do have 2 little kids, and I've just actively been working on this thing. All right, now let's see if I can get this thing out of the garage. Right there. Now, oh my gosh. And this is the oil leak. I believe actually from the look of the color of that oil, I believe it's a transmission leak. I've had this car for months. This is all the oil it's leaked over the last few months, so it's a very slow leak, but nonetheless it is there. So something I do want to address, and I know my garage is extremely dirty. I do live in Minnesota where it's freezing. I know it looks warm out, but it just warmed up. That's why I wanted to bring the car out, so excuse the mess. And then I want to put down some cardboard in order to protect this, but it didn't really do a great job. Okay, I was about to say, what the hell is that? By the way, I did put this hole in the wall of my new house. My wife, she doesn't know about that quite yet because the car is always covering up. So I'm gonna quickly go do my thing and come back before she possibly comes in and notices that. But even if she does, I'm the guy who's gonna fix it, so hold on. Crank windows, so you gotta crank them up. All right. I do have working radio. I'm not gonna play that, obviously, just due to copyright laws from YouTube. I generally actually use a big Bluetooth speaker that I'll use. However, yeah, once again, for the purposes of this video, I won't do that. We're just gonna do a quick, ooh, is that a ZR1? I think it was, or a Z06. But yeah, like I said, I just wanted to get it out the house, drive it around the corner. It is a nicer day, and just ensure that it's running all right. Surprisingly really quiet. If you got the windows rolled up, this car is not that loud. Yeah, not that loud at all. No, I should probably give it a chance to warm up, but we do want to put some heat in the motor. I don't really have that much gas, so I can't really go that far anyways if I wanted to. All right, let me roll up both of the windows. Try to do that and drive. Don't try this at home, kids. All righty. Hopefully you guys can hear me just a bit better. But yeah, I just wanted to really put some heat into the engine, really warm it up. I do need to do a oil change, and as you guys see, I need to address a transmission leak that's going on. Outside of that, I will say the car, it's pretty flawless. It's currently up to 48,000 miles. I don't know how well you guys can see that. I originally bought this car with 43,000 miles on it, so I've already put, you know, what, 5,000 miles or so on the vehicle, and really like it. Really enjoy it still. I do have a few different plans for the car. I already kind of showed the outside of the car, which it looks pretty decent to the naked eye. There is a little bit of rust, which is you know, kind of to be expected, you know, in a car of this age. So I do want to address the body work, get that corrected. I definitely want to come through with some new paint, actually something pretty similar to the same color I already have, but just something with a little more metallic flake. Not necessarily candy, but something that's just a little more flaky, and that's just a new paint job that's fresh and not all nicked up. The paint job on here isn't bad. It has been resprayed, but you know, it's honestly not bad. It's passable, but that's something I do want to do. It's currently got a rear end out of a Grand National in here, but I do eventually want to put some bigger tires on here. I'm thinking 22s, maybe 24s at max. So I will have to come with maybe a different suspension setup. So yeah, there's several things I want to do with this car, several things, but as of now, we're just enjoying it just because, I mean, nothing's broke, so why fix it? Mostly original for the most part, outside of the painted interior pieces, the new headliner, like I showed you guys, some of these things, but for the most part, I'd say it's fairly stock. But yeah, those are just some of the little things that we're gonna do in the small time. And you know, I don't really plan on getting rid of this car anytime soon, so it'll definitely be, you know, a continuous project where I'm always changing it, I'm sure, and updating it to my likes. But definitely something that I've wanted to get for a while. I'm really into all cars. German cars, I really love German vehicles. You know, more specifically Audi, Volkswagen. I know people are like Volkswagen. Volkswagen is Audi, Porsche, all of those. And I do like classic American cars as well. I like really everything. I like tuner cars. If I had enough money, I have a car really from every background, but I, you know, just working on the salary I got right now. And really what inspired me to get into the Cutlass, I'll have to say, I had an uncle, and he was a big car enthusiast. I wouldn't say he was a car collector, but he owned several cars. You know, he would, it wasn't uncommon for him in one single summer to maybe go through 3 different cars. And more specifically, you know, he was a big fan of the Oldsmobile. I remember him owning as early as like a 68 Oldsmobile, all the way to maybe like, you know, the 86, 87 Cutlass Supremes, and everything else in between there, Buick Skylarks. And that's what really kind of gave me the love for these type of cars. Honestly, it's a staple. I seen this car, the way this deal came about, I was just looking for another daily car. I was down to one vehicle. So this, believe it or not, this is my daily vehicle, but I was just down to one vehicle. I needed something else. I was looking around. I was looking for something which is reliable, which this is pretty reliable. I will say I haven't had any issues. It's been very reliable. But I seen this thing posted and I had to go do it. I had to do it. But that's a little bit of story time. I'm pulling up to my destination now. I will check in with you guys whenever I'm leaving here, and we can talk about the vehicle just a little bit more. Turn off my lights. All right, I just got to my destination. This is it in the sun here. Another issue, I've been having some smoking on this thing. I did put a brand new radiator in this vehicle. Outside of that, like I said, the paint, it looks fine. You know, looks decent. You can obviously see where you know, it's been resprayed, which I actually like it. It almost resembles the chrome panels on there without having it. This is really the real reason I'm even getting the body work and everything fixed. If that piece didn't pop out, I probably would have just kept as is. And then we just got like small little spots like this here. But overall, the paint's really good. Oh, also, this is another reason up here. I don't know how well you can see it, but very small little rust spots. That's kind of expected on these. So yeah, one of the reasons I want to get it painted. The top, honestly, you could probably stain it back to one single color. You can probably see some discoloration, but there is a few little cuts in the top. So the top, although this also looks decent, I want to replace it. So yeah, really it's due to this rust. And then just really refreshing up on some of these interior pieces where they're not all the way black. Touch them up with some little black pieces, you know, around here and so on. But that's enough talking. Let's get us back home. Where are my keys at? Alrighty, guys. If this looks awkward, I'm doing this with my left hand, which I generally don't do. Starts right on up. Crack the window if you guys don't mind. Just like that. I do want to do a tune-up on the car. From the guy I bought it from, I know, you know, he said that he did a pretty detailed inspection of the car, changed a lot of stuff, which I believe him, he did. I've driven about a little over 4,000 miles, and I've been driving this thing pretty heavy, I'm not gonna lie to you, so that's really why. Also, drop in the comments if you guys happen to know anything you can do with this motor. I'm really honestly not too familiar with all the things you can do to mod this thing to make it possibly a little bit faster. So for the people who are maybe a little more experienced, have a little more knowledge with these cars, definitely let me know, because one other thing, and this is really a cruiser car, I'm not looking to street race it or anything like that, but I definitely wouldn't mind if it had a little more power, where, you know, like I still got out of that pretty well, but you know, I'm still wanting a little more power, tires screeching and so on. I can still get the tires to screech, but it's not as effortless as I would want it to be. So one of those things. But yeah, let's give it a good little drive home, see what the temps are holding on this thing. Seem to be pretty decent. I just honestly hope I don't get caught out here by the coppers, because this vehicle at the moment, it is not registered. I've been pulled over before. They generally haven't really given me hard times. I just let them know, like, hey, I'm just kind of testing the car, just driving around the block or whatever, so it doesn't lock up on me. And generally they're cool about it. I live in a little small town, and they're generally cool about it, so it just really depends. Very small town where, like, I know all the cops here, and they're not even the biggest fan of me, but you know, they generally let that go, I'll say that. I want to get it up to some high speed, so I was thinking about taking it on the highway, but maybe not. We'll probably just keep it to some city driving like we're doing, and I think we're probably good enough by the time we get home. The gauge as well, is this something that's common that happens where the gauge, it'll sway, you know, whether it's the the speedometer, the gauge. Also, as you see, my gear selector gauge, that doesn't work at all. It's saying that I'm in park. I'm obviously not. And I'll kind of show you once I come to a stop, or if I start turning, how this gauge, it kind of sways. And very hard to kind of know how much gas I ever have in here. Like right now, it's showing that I have a quarter. I'm sure if you guys go back through the video, when I first started it, it was probably saying that it was empty. However, it wasn't. So here we are, we're coming up on a turn here. And let's see. You guys see how it sways like that? Is that something that's common? I don't know, guys. I don't know. Anyways, just doing a nice little cruise. Not doing anything too crazy. Just headed back home. Yeah, just to show you guys, everything works in here.
It was meant to be. It has to happen.
I generally actually use a big Bluetooth speaker because this car, it doesn't have any bass at all to it. And I don't know if these are the stock speakers that came in it in '79, if they just didn't know what bass was or whatever the case, but it's all tweeters.
You know, the same. For the record, for those who haven't seen you in this, you're good. You're real good. You have agency of your body.
Also, this is something I do where I'll drive with my knees. But also, don't try this at home, guys. I've been driving for a while. Roundabouts. You guys, drop in the comments. What are your thoughts on roundabouts? Do you guys like them? Do you guys not? Look at that guy. He's checking out the car. He loves it. I don't know. We're starting to get a lot of roundabouts where I live at. It's mostly all roundabouts and nothing else. So, oh well. Just like that, I'm back in my neighborhood. I feel like I didn't go many places. I should probably go somewhere else, but you know, I don't know. Maybe later on I might give you guys a POV at night drive. I know that might be something big because, as you guys see, there's some wires hanging here. I was looking to put some lighting system throughout the car, which I did put just something small here underneath here, because I generally will have that little cup holder here, but I do want to do more lighting, probably all the way throughout. And then if I can do a design, kind of like the modern cars, where maybe I can light this up, light up really everything I can, because it gets pretty dark in here. And this is a black interior, so it's already pretty dark, but the fact that there's no modern lights, and then the lights that we do have, there are just some little amber yellow bulbs. They don't really do us justice, so but yeah, pulling back up to the house. Quick drive, like I said, nothing too crazy. Nah, this is what I mean when I say that it's smoking quite a bit. I gotta turn these lights off, but let me pop the hood and like, do you guys see this? Are you guys seeing that? Like, when you hop in the car, like, it's smoking like a motherfucker. So now, And I think I figured out the problem. It seems to be a transmission leak, which, like I said, it's blessed my fucking garage. This is a brand new home that I live in, brand new garage, which, whatever, I do plan on, like, coating the floor, but, like, this car's been sitting for a few months. There's quite a bit of fucking oil in here. And that's really the reason that it's smoking, is because of the all of the oil or transmission fluid that has dripped out. And, you know, I don't know how good of a view I'm getting, but it's kind of coated the underbottom here. And it gets a little smoky, but fuck it, we're about to figure it out. It's my boy Paul over there. I think that's the guy that sold me my house, but I think he quit this company. Now, I did flip this shit over. That was just for today. I generally don't do that. My intercooler fluid or coolant fluid, it looks pretty dirty. So I'll probably have to flush everything out. I'm definitely going to be doing an oil change. As you guys see, it's a little ghetto. I got some fucking tape holding this shit together. So I need some new piping throughout the car for sure. Those are a few things that I do need. I plan on doing a swap here, so we'll see.